In my past life, on my wedding night, my husband eloped with another woman. I served my mother-in-law, cared for my young brother-in-law, and worked tirelessly for over a decade. 10 years later, my reward was my returning husband casting me out for being childless. Ultimately, I died a miserable death on the streets in the dead of winter, reborn on my wedding night. Upon learning my husband had eloped, I looked at my brother-in-law, who was a few years younger than him. Mother, I am willing to serve both family lines without a title, to continue the family name. 10 years later, my husband returned with the wife and child he had run away with, demanding I step aside. Insolence. My husband died 10 years ago, his name struck from the records. How dare you impersonate a dead man, guards? Drag him out and beat him to death. When I awoke from my stupor, a familiar sea of red filled my vision. My fingers instinctively clutched the brocade quilt beneath me. This was my bridal chamber. I remembered it clearly. This was the night of my wedding, 10 years ago. But I was supposed to be dead, frozen to death on that bone. Chilling winter night after Jason, along with Alexandra and their illegitimate son, had thrown me out of the house. Memories flooded back like a relentless tide, and I saw that scene again. Jason looked down on me, his eyes devoid of any warmth. Grace, I know you've worked hard all these years, but Alexandra is my true love. You, before he could finish. Alexandra was already clinging to his arm, a triumphant smile on her face. Sister, you have committed one of the 7 grounds for divorce. You have been married to my husband for 10 years and have borne no children. My husband is being merciful by merely casting you out. Driven from my husband's home, my own family scorned me for the disgrace. In the end, I died miserably on the street in the dead of winter. My nails dug deep into my palms, the pain a sharp reminder that this was real. I wasn't dreaming. I had truly been reborn. Young mistress, are you awake? A maid's voice called from outside. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to calm down. Come in. The maid pushed the door open. The old mistress sent a message. The young master drank too much tonight and is resting in the study. She asks that you rest early. I let out a cold laugh. Drank too much. Jason was never one for heavy drinking. I remembered my past life, how I had foolishly waited all night, believing he was truly drunk, only to find out the next day that he had long since eloped with Alexandra. Lark, I am a bit hungry. Go to the kitchen and fetch me some pastries, I instructed. After the maid left, I quickly rose and changed into a plain dress. I had to act now. This time, I would not repeat the mistakes of the past. I made a quick stop at the study, then went to my mother-in-law, Lady Eleanor's courtyard. It was late, but a light still burned in her room. Mother, I knocked softly. Come in. Her voice sounded weary. I entered to find her sitting at a table, a string of prayer beads in her hand. Her gaze fell on me, a complex emotion in her eyes. Mother, I have a request, I said directly. Lady Eleanor frowned slightly. Grace, it is so late. Can it not wait until morning? It cannot. I looked her straight in the eye. Do you know where Jason went tonight? Her hand paused, the beads making a soft clinking sound. Is he not resting in the study? Number he has eloped with Alexandra. My voice was calm, but it made her jump to her feet. What did you say? Her voice trembled. I pulled a letter from my sleeve and handed it to her. I just found this in the study. In my past life, I had found this letter in his study the next day. Lady Eleanor's hands shook as she took the letter and read it quickly. It was from Jason, explaining that he and Alexandra were in love and had decided to elope, asking the family to find another heir. Alexandra was the daughter of Lady Eleanor's sister. She and Jason had grown up together, and their bond was exceptionally close. The Lee family, however, were merchants by origin. Lady Eleanor was unwilling to let her son marry a woman of a lower status, and had obstructed their relationship at every turn. Although I was an illegitimate daughter of a prince, I was more than a suitable match for the heir of a declining marquisate. That unfilial son. Lady Eleanor's face turned white with anger. The prayer beads slipped from her fingers and clattered to the floor. I moved to support her. Mother, now is not the time for anger. The family needs an heir, and I have a proposal. She looked up at me, her eyes questioning. What are you trying to say? I can continue the family line with Adrien without asking for any title. My voice was firm and calm. Lady Eleanor stared at me, shocked. Do you know what you are saying? I am very clear, Mother. I met her gaze. Adrien is an upright and gentle man, the best possible choice. Moreover, this would preserve the family's reputation and ensure the continuation of the family line. She was silent for a moment, a complex look in her eyes. Are you not afraid of gossip? I do not care. My tone was unwavering. I only wish to do my part for the family. As for my reputation, I gave a cold laugh. Jason has already run off with another woman. What more do we have to fear? Lady Eleanor sighed and sat back down. Are you certain Adrien will agree? I knew she was wavering. Mother, leave this to me. I will persuade him. She looked at me, a flicker of admiration in her eyes. Very well, if Adrien agrees, I will grant your request. But you must bear an heir for the family within a year, or else. I understand, I cut her off. If I have no child after a year, I am prepared to face any consequence. She nodded and waved a tired hand. You may go. I left the room and stood in the corridor, taking a deep breath. The night air was cool, clearing my thoughts. I knew this was just the beginning. This time, I would not let anyone control my destiny. Looking up at the sky, the moonlight was bright but cold. Jason, Alexandra. A cold smile touched my lips. This time, I would make them taste betrayal. I returned to my own courtyard, but did not rest immediately. I sat at my dressing table, gazing at my reflection in the bronze mirror. The woman in the mirror was beautiful, but her eyes held a chilling resolve. My fingers gently traced the surface, as if to confirm that all of this was real. Young mistress, are you not resting yet? A maid asked cautiously. I snapped out of my thoughts and said flatly, You may go. I still have things to attend to. After she left, I retrieved a jade pendant from a hidden compartment in my jewelry box. It was a memento from my mother. In my past life, I had kept it with me until Alexandra snatched it away when I was cast out. My fingers caressed the intricate carvings, a cold glint in my eyes. This time, I would not let anyone take what was mine. I knew the first step was to get Adrien to agree to this outrageous plan. The next morning, I went to his courtyard. He was practicing with his sword, the blade flashing as he moved with grace. Seeing me, he sheathed his sword and gave a slight nod. Sister-in-law, what brings you here so early? His tone was gentle, with a hint of hidden concern. In my past life, I knew he had feelings for me, but because I was his brother's wife, he had never crossed the line. After Jason returned, he had taken everything from Adrien, banishing him to a remote post. I looked him in the eye and got straight to the point. Adrien, I have something to discuss with you. Sensing my seriousness, he became solemn as well. Please, speak. I took a deep breath and recounted my conversation with Lady Eleanor. After listening, Adrien frowned, a complex expression in his eyes. Sister-in-law, this. He paused. This is highly improper. I know it is sudden, but it is the best solution. Jason has eloped. The family needs an heir and you. Sister-in-law, he interrupted. I understand your intentions, but this concerns your reputation. I cannot. My reputation. I laughed softly. Adrien, do you think I still care about my reputation? Jason has already made me a laughing stock. Rather than let others whisper behind our backs, it is better we take control of the situation. Besides, I cannot return to my family. You know, I am only an illegitimate daughter. Adrien fell silent, his gaze searching my face. After a moment, he sighed. Sister-in-law, are you truly certain? I am, I answered without hesitation. I seek no title, only to do my duty to this family. And, my tone softened slightly, I trust that you will be good to me. A flicker of emotion crossed his eyes. He nodded. Very well, I agree, but this matter must be kept secret. No one outside can know. A smile touched my lips. Rest assured, I will handle it. In public, I will still be your sister-in-law. We discussed some further details. Adrien's demeanor always gentle and cautious. I looked at his profile, a slight stirring in my heart. This lifetime, perhaps I could truly find someone to trust. After leaving his courtyard, I went straight to the accounting office. I had to gain control of the family's finances as soon as possible to secure my position. The accountant was surprised to see me. Young mistress, what brings you here? I am here to check the books, I said directly. Bring me the ledgers for the past 6 months. He hesitated, looking troubled. Young mistress, the young master instructed that the books are not to be reviewed without his permission. I sneered. The young master, and where is he now? Are you certain he is coming back? The accountant's face paled. He had clearly heard the rumors of Jason's elopement. After a moment's hesitation, he handed me the ledgers. I opened them, my eyes scanning the numbers quickly. In my past life, I was kept in the dark, only discovering at the end that the family's coffers had been emptied. This time, I would not let that happen. There are problems with these accounts, I said, pointing to an entry. Where did this money go? Sweat beaded on his forehead. That the young master ordered it, I am not aware of its purpose. It seemed Jason had been planning this for a long time, siphoning off a significant portion of the family's assets. I closed the ledger and said coldly, From now on, all household expenditures must be approved by me. Do you understand? He nodded profusely. Yes, young mistress. I left the accounting office with a plan already forming in my mind. This was just the beginning, but this time I would not back down. I went to see my mother-in-law. Mother Adrien has agreed. He really agreed, she said, incredulous. Yes, but now there is a more pressing matter that requires your authority speak. Mother, I have just been to the accounting office. A large sum of money is missing from the household accounts. That unfilial son, he planned this all along, she cursed. Indeed, Mother, while we are a marquisate, our family has declined by my husband's generation. Many are looking for a reason to bring us down. If they find out my husband eloped on our wedding night, it would tarnish our reputation. We would become the biggest joke in the capital. Then what do you suggest? Reputation was what she cared about most. She would rather die than see the family name disgraced. I believe we should not publicize his elopement. To silence the gossips, you must have his name struck from the household registry. From now on, he must be considered dead, and we will even set up an ancestral tablet for him. We will announce his death to the public. Will that work? We can simply transport an empty coffin to the ancestral tombs. As for how he died, we can say he drank too much at the wedding and fell into the lake. I believe no one will question it. We cannot give anyone an opening. Mother, the future of this house now rests entirely on your shoulders. Also, the title of heir cannot remain vacant. Since Jason is dead, the title must naturally pass to Adrien. Lady Eleanor considered this for a long time before making her decision. Very well, I will do as you say. I will go to the palace tomorrow and petition the emperor. Grace, from now on, I entrust this household to you. She then gathered all the servants and announced, From this day forward, you will all listen to the young mistress in all matters. She had her personal attendant hand me the keys of the household manager and then left for the palace. After she was gone, I addressed the servants. Your young master was too happy yesterday, drank too much, and drowned in the lake. Remove all the festive decorations and prepare the mourning hall. And one more thing. If a single word about the young master's true situation gets out, do not blame me for being merciless. Do not forget that all your family's deeds of service are in my hands. The servants in the house were all from families who had served ours for generations. That night, with my mother-in-law as a witness, Adrien and I were wed. A month later, Adrien became the new heir. Year after that, I gave birth to our first son. The following year, a daughter. I devoted myself to Adrien's future, hiring the best tutors and sending him to the finest academies. He did not disappoint. In the third year, he became the top scholar in the imperial examinations and was appointed as an editor in the Hanlon Academy, with special permission to attend the emperor. I used my knowledge from my past life to help him manage a plague and avoid a natural disaster, and he became the emperor's most trusted advisor. 5 years later, the prime minister retired, and Adrien was appointed in his place, the youngest in the dynasty's history. My mother-in-law was granted the title of a first-rank noble lady. A year later, I gave birth to another son, and now I was pregnant again. With Adrien's support, our family's businesses flourished. Nearing my due date, I was resting on a rocking chair, basking in the sun, feeling content. Although Adrien had not given me an official title, everyone in the household knew that while I was officially the second master's sister-in-law, I was in fact his wife. Young mistress, terrible news. There are rumors outside that the eldest young master, he is back. Lark rushed in, breathless. I shot to my feet, a cold glint in my eyes. 10 years. He had finally decided to return. It seemed the real show was about to begin. I wonder if Jason will regret eloping when he sees what I have prepared for him. Mistress, bad news. The old mistress has summoned you. Another maid rushed in. What is the panic? Help me dress. Find something loose so they cannot see I am with child. I went to my mother-in-law's rooms. Mother, you sent for me. Grace, you've come quickly. Help the young mistress to a seat. She knew my time was near. I sat below her, my expression calm, as a maid stood silently behind me. Soon, Jason appeared in my line of sight. 10 years had passed, but he was still handsome, a relaxed smile on his face as if nothing had happened. Alexandra followed, dressed in a magnificent gown, a triumphant smirk on her lips. She held the hand of a young boy who was looking around curiously. Seeing my enemies, my fingers dug into my maid's wrist. I took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm within me. The time for revenge had finally come. My love, is this our new home? Alexandra's voice was cloying, a hint of a boast in it. It is much larger than our old one. Of course, this is our home now, Jason replied, his tone doting. I listened, a cold smile on my lips. How shameless. 10 years ago, we lived in a crumbling marquisate. This was now the Prime Minister's residence, several times larger. How could they be the same? Jason entered and immediately knelt before Lady Eleanor. Mother, your unfilial son has returned. She was overjoyed. It is good you are back. You look thinner. My son, Grace has been managing this household all these years. Jason rose and walked to me, his voice full of affection. Grace, you have worked hard. I have returned. You ran off without a thought, and now that you've fallen on hard times, you think you can just come back. Mother, who is this man? Why is he impersonating my husband? I asked, feigning ignorance. I would give him no face. Jason's smile faltered. Grace, I am your husband. Guards, this man is impersonating my husband. Drag him out and beat him to death. Wait, Grace, do not be rash, my mother-in-law interjected. Mother, my husband died 10 years ago. His name was struck from the registry. Do you not remember? Well, Mother, what is going on? Why was my name removed? Jason demanded, panicked. To have one's name removed from the registry meant one no longer existed. My son, it is a long story. I will explain later. Grace, you were young then. It is normal. You do not remember his face. This is your husband, Jason. Now that he is back, let the past be the past. You two should live a good life together, Lady Eleanor urged. Now that her own son was back, she wanted to burn the bridge. But did she think it was so easily dismantled? My apologies. I did not recognize you. My husband was so young 10 years ago. You look so weathered now. My gaze fell on Alexandra. And who might this be? Alexandra stood up straighter, a smug look on her face. I am Alexandra Jason's. She is my co-wife. Jason interrupted, a hint of nervousness in his voice. Grace, I wish to explain. Explain, I sneered. Explain what? That you abandoned me on our wedding night to elope with another woman, or that you've brought her back, expecting me to give up my position as the main wife. Alexandra's face fell at the mention of being a co-wife. Jason's face darkened as well. Grace, it is not what you think. Alexandra and I are truly in love. Nuff. I cut him off. Your love is no concern of mine. I only want to know what you want by coming back. Jason took a deep breath. Grace, I know I have wronged you, but Alexandra has borne me a son, Ethan. He is of our family's blood. I hope you can accept them. Let them return home. My gaze fell on the boy, who was watching me with curious eyes. Accept them. On what grounds? Grace, do not be like this. Alexandra and Ethan are innocent. Innocent. My gaze was like a knife, piercing his heart. And you abandoned me, this house, everything. And now you bring them back and expect me to accept it all, Jason. Are you truly that naive? His face hardened. Grace, do not forget, I am the eldest son of this family. The heir, I have the final say here. Do you? I looked at him coldly. Then do you know what has happened to this house while you were away? He was taken aback. What happened? After you eloped, Mother decided that the title of heir would pass to Adrien. My voice was calm, but my words were like a hammer blow. What? Jason's face went white. Impossible. Mother would never. Why not? I said coldly. You abandoned this house. You abandoned your responsibilities. Mother was deeply disappointed in you, and Adrien is far more suited to inherit the title. Isn't that right, Mother? I asked, looking at her. Everything she now possessed had been earned by Adrien. It had nothing to do with Jason. My son, after you left for the future of the house, I petitioned the Emperor to make Adrien the heir. Then she clutched her head. Oh, my head suddenly hurts. I must go rest. After she had been helped away, I faced Jason mercilessly. Now you know, Adrien is the heir, and you, Jason, have lost your right to inherit. There is no place for you in this house anymore. He clenched his fists, his eyes burning with rage. Grace, why would you do this? This was not my doing, it was Mother's. Alexandra's face had also turned ugly. She stepped forward, her tone threatening. Grace, do not go too far. Jason is the eldest son. And I am a Shen. I cut her off, my gaze sharp. I am the wife of this family. I have given 10 years of my life to it. And you, Alexandra, a woman who eloped and bore a child out of wedlock. What right do you have to speak here? She recoiled, her face pale. Jason, she whispered. He quickly moved to support her, his face turning ashen, a dangerous look in his eyes. Grace, do not push me. Push you. My gaze was like ice. Jason, do you think I am the same woman you could manipulate 10 years ago? It was you who pushed me to become who I am today. He looked at me as if he wanted to kill me. But just then, a gentle voice came from behind. Brother, you have returned. Adrien stood at the entrance, a warm smile on his face. His eyes swept over Jason and Alexandra before landing on me. A flicker of concern in them, I winked at him, signaling that all was well. Adrien, brother, is back. You have worked hard all these years, Jason said, his demeanor changing instantly. With sister, in-law watching over things. It was no trouble. But you, brother, you look thinner. Were you not eating or sleeping well? Of course not. I was always thinking of you and Mother. If you were thinking of us so much, why was there no word from Adrien asked with a pleasant smile. Jason was silent. Adrien is the Prime Minister now. Does he still think he is the same foolish younger brother who always listened to him? Where is mother? She has a headache and is resting. Brother, since you have seen her, it is time for you to leave, guards. See our guest out. Jason's face went white. Why is this not my home? You are mistaken. Brother, this is not the Marquisate. This is my Prime Minister's residence. Adrien's tone was calm but firm. Adrien, I am your brother. And what of it? You abandoned this family, your responsibilities, your new wife, me, and mother. This home has nothing to do with you anymore. Adrien, do not forget, I am the eldest. Brother, the heir to the Marquisate is me, not you. This was granted by the Emperor at mother's request after you eloped. Besides, do you really think there is still a place for you here? A murderous glint flashed in Jason's eyes, but Alexandra grabbed his arm. Jason, let's go. This place no longer belongs to us. Jason's face turned ashen. He turned and spat. How could you do this to me? I will not let you get away with this. Wait, Adrien said. Brother, I know what you are thinking. Do you think that by revealing you are still alive, you can reclaim your title? Your name has been struck from the registry, and I am the Prime Minister. Killing you would be easier than crushing an ant. Jason paled, finally remembering his brother's new status. Why else would he have come back, if not for his brother's wealth? Brother, you look frightened. We are brothers. How could I do such a thing? Adrien's tone was light. My dear brother, you frightened me. However, brother, as we are family, I am not so heartless. Here is a letter of appointment for you. The words caught in Jason's throat. It is a proper 8th rank position. You should pack and prepare to leave at once. A county magistrate in Lingnan, that is 5,000 kilometers from the capital. Jason exclaimed, staring at the letter. Have you forgotten, brother? The Emperor has a decree for all members of the royal clan who have not earned a title. They must be sent out to gain experience. Lingnan may be far, but it is a land of plenty. Much better than the northern garrisons, where one's life is always at risk. Adrien said this slowly, turning a jade ring on his thumb. Jason looked at the letter, and a laugh escaped his lips. What a dear brother, 5,000 kilometers. I fear I will die on the road. Adrien helped him up. Brother, do not say such things. I have prepared a carriage and 20 guards to escort you. He leaned in close, his words like ice. But Lingnan is known for its miasmas. If you cannot acclimate, do not blame your younger brother for failing in his familial duty. Jason finally understood. This letter of appointment was a death warrant. His brother wanted him dead but was too afraid to bloody his own hands. I will not go to Lingnan. I will not go there to be fed to insects. Alexandra shrieked. I looked at her. Alexandra, Jason abandoned his entire family for you. Now he asks you to go to Lingnan with him, and you are so unwilling. Do you not love him? That is right. You said you loved me. I gave up everything for you, and now you will not go with me. Jason turned and grabbed her by the throat. No, Jason, I do love you. Then why will you not go with me? I will. Jason finally realized that his downfall was entirely due to this woman. If he had never run away with her, would things have been different? Would he have had a bright future? Brother, if you kill someone in my house, I cannot protect you, Adrien said airily. Alexandra, having just escaped death, was pale and had lost all her former arrogance. My love, let's go. The escort is waiting outside. Brother, please, Adrien said. Jason turned and walked out, step by step, towards his fate. Alexandra followed timidly, holding her child's hand. I watched them go, a cold smile on my lips. In our 3rd year together, I had told Adrien I was reborn, and that in our past life, Jason had banished him to a remote post from which he would never return. I added a little embellishment, telling him that before he had even reached his destination, Jason had sent assassins disguised as bandits to kill him. To my surprise, Adrien did not doubt me at all. He just held me tight and told me he believed me and would never betray me. He said he wanted to give me a proper title to make me his wife, but I refused. I liked having my husband as just an ancestral tablet now. faced with his enemy, it was a mercy he had not killed him outright. Father, mother, who were those people? My eldest son, Felix, asked, holding the hands of his younger siblings, Bella and Leo. Those were your father's distant cousins. They came to ask for his help. Adrien went over and picked up Bella and Leo. Suddenly, I felt my water break. My love, it is time. In the delivery room, Adrien kept muttering threats at my belly. You little rascal, if you dare to trouble your mother. I'll spank you when you come out. Your mother had a hard time with your brother and sister. Be good, you hear? The contractions, which had been relentless, suddenly stopped. A moment later, a baby's cry filled the room. Wah, wah, wah. It is a boy. Congratulations, my lord and lady. A healthy baby boy.